Welcome back to Blake's New York Kitchen. Today, I'd like to talk about something that is extremely difficult for me. Something that I've struggled with. I don't know how to bake. I'm not a baker. See, most recipes require a little bit of understanding of how flavors go together and the things that you like and knowing what you like and being able to put those things together in a way that makes sense. But baking is chemistry. Baking is knowing exact proportions of exact ingredients that are always going to work the same way every single time. And this has never been a strong suit for me. I searched. I asked everyone I knew. I went to every single person that I knew that could make biscuits, how to make biscuits. And every single one of them said the same thing to me. Well, you got to get the flour, the baking soda, and the baking powder together, and the salt and sugar and all these things. And then they said, and this is important, you have to have ice cold butter. And ice cold butter combined with this stuff in an ice cold bowl will generate the best results and give you absolutely perfect biscuits every time. And I'm like, well, how do you know when it's cut in properly and when it's the right consistency? And they were all like, oh, yeah, no, you'll know. You'll see it, you'll know. And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, that seems like, and I watched some people do it and I could see what they were going for, but it all seemed terribly complicated and incredibly difficult. So here's the thing. I went searching for the easiest biscuit recipe that would work every single time and that I could do kind of on a moment's notice whenever I wanted biscuits. If I wanted to make biscuits and gravy or have some nice rolls, biscuits for a meal, with guests. I got this recipe from America's Test Kitchen. You go ahead, you go to America's Test Kitchen, you'll see. You say, give me the easiest biscuit recipe there is, and this is it. It requires no iced butter, no super cold bowl. It doesn't require you to look at something and be like, yeah, that's the right consistency, because it's going to be the right consistency every single time. All right, I think you're gonna like it. We're gonna try baking some of these things up now. The first thing you do is preheat the oven to 450 degrees. It takes a little while for that to catch up, and that's a perfect time for you to mix your ingredients. So we're going to go into the flour and get out 3 cups. There's 1 cup. There's 2 cups. And there's 3 cups. Make sure you find your teaspoon here. Teaspoon is the next one down from the tablespoon, so that's this one. I want 4 teaspoons of sugar. 4 teaspoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next thing we add is a tablespoon of baking powder. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So here's my baking powder. I'm going to get 1 tablespoon worth. I'm saying that's a tablespoon. You want a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Really, the baking soda is not doing anything here. It's literally just there for the taste, because if there was no baking soda in your mix, it wouldn't taste right. So literally, you're just getting enough of this for a good taste. It doesn't need to be very much. That's plenty. We forgot something very important. 1½ teaspoons of salt, kosher salt if you have it. So 1½ teaspoons. So that's 1½ which is over here. So you measure it out. 1 case, I'm gonna reach in here. Let's see what I get. So there's 1, and the other side is a half. Nobody wants them to be necessarily salty biscuits, but that's why you put all the sugar in. These are all the dry ingredients that are needed for this. Now, whisking it together, you want to make sure that everything gets incorporated. Don't give in to zeal and start whisking things all over the place, because your bowl is your bowl, and if it's not a high enough side, you're going to get flour all over the place. Some people prefer to sift. I've heard that if you sift these ingredients, you end up with a fluffier biscuit. That may be true, but I don't have a sifter, so I'm using my whisk. 2 cups of heavy cream. All right. Here's my measuring cup that has two cups in it. It's a 2-cup measuring cup, so I know it says it's right. We're going to fill this up to the 2-cup mark. This one's made out of plastic. If you're sticking anything in the microwave, I would normally use glass. But in this case, we're not heating this up very much. It's only going to be in there for a minute. So let's try it. I'm going to pull out my probe thermometer, and I'm going to test the milk. I'm going to test it to make sure that it's between 95 and 100, roughly, degrees. If it's in between 95 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the fat in the heavy cream will react with the flour mixture, and it'll make enough fat that you'll have a delicious biscuit when you're done. All right, it's not hot enough. It's only 79 degrees. So we're going to put it in for another 30 seconds. Personally, I love making biscuits to have for Sunday brunch or when people come over. I also like making biscuits and gravy. Great old southern dish with milk gravy. But we're not going to be making that today. No, today it's about the biscuits. Let's see if it's done. All right. Just 90 degrees. Perfect. All right. Should be absolutely fine. Now we're going to mix this in real quick. Add this here. And we're going to start mixing this up immediately, because you don't want that cream to cool off too much. If it cools off too much, you end up with a problem. Be sure to get all the flour in and really mix it up. Now, one of the things you learn about managing this particular recipe is you need to put some oil on your hands. Now, I've heard it recommended that you use cooking spray, and that's a good idea. You know, cooking spray is a good idea. But, yeah, that's a nice batter. To keep it from sticking to your hands, you want to have at least some kind of oil on your hands. Non-stick parchment paper on the pan. That's what you're going to bake on. So I'm just going to grab a piece here. And put it on the pan. Maybe put a little too much on there, but it's not going to matter anyway. If I don't have any spray oil, I can always use a little olive. Just to... coat the inside of this thing, and then I'm going to pour the rest onto my hands so the stuff doesn't stick to me. Olive oil is good for you. Don't let anybody tell you different. Measure out 1/3 of a cup. All right. It should be coming out, but it's not. There it is. Okay, so there's your basic biscuit. You're going to space them out approximately 2 inches apart. All right. A little bit more. All right. Okay, so here's going to be 6, and I've got enough here easily for 2 more biscuits. Some of them are going to be bigger than others. So we'll move them around just a little bit. Yeah, that looks nice. My hands are quick rinse. Olive oil, again, not bad for you. Just because I don't like my hands, I don't want my hands to be slippery while I'm putting these in the oven. I'll come back here, and I've already preheated my oven to 450 degrees. So we're going to put these in. And then I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. Ooh, exciting. It's 1 minute. 1 minute left. Now those look awfully nice. You can see it's got all those nooks and crannies in it. And these are pretty big, large size biscuits. But I'm going to let them cool for a second. And then I'm going to break one open. So I left those last 3 in a little bit longer, and so they're a little bit darker. But I want to show you how they came out. So some of these came out just a little bit more brown. As you can see, it's a little bit doughy in the center, so I didn't quite cook them long enough. But they're flaky and delicious. I'll eat one. Needs a little butter, just what you want. Thanks for hanging out in Blake's New York Kitchen. See you next time.